going on, guys? So we're back on another lovely social media Saturdays. I'm so glad that you guys came in to join and just to get some free tips, and just not just tips, but just a way to practically improve, your views and your engagement, and just to make your page overall better. So we're gonna try to keep this short as usual. I try to make sure that my trainings are about 30 minutes because, well, one, on YouTube when I post them, you can't post a video that's too long, unfortunately. On top of that, basically I want it to be short so it can be concise so that people can kind of just use timestamps and go through them. So that's why I typically would keep them short. But yeah, we're gonna get into it for today. So today I want to focus on B2, which is pretty much getting your overall niche / brand together and pretty much establishing yourself and making yourself unique. That's what I want to focus on. So if you're taking notes, write that as your header, establishing your authenticity. That's what I would label this lesson for week 2. Pretty much establishing. And the reason why this is important is because there's a lot of people that are going to be doing what you're doing, and on top of that, there's going to be a lot of people who you're competing with, and you got to look at it from the opposite side. The person who's viewing your stuff, I always tell people, even people in the mentorship program, why should I stop and view your stuff? Like, what makes it unique? Because they're looking at competitors. So for me, because I like to look at fitness stuff, if I was looking for a trainer, even though I do train people, if I was hypothetically looking for a trainer, I'm looking at rates, but I'm also looking at your page. I'm comparing pages. Your page, you might have a lot of stuff, but it's not as in-depth, versus the other person might have like 300 followers, but their stuff is much, much better. So you have to really, really, show what makes you unique, and what can make you stand out is, like I said, good quality stuff. So we're going to get into that because I don't want to jump the gun. But, making sure that your profile and your bio is good. So we did bios the other week, and, you wanted to make sure that it's SEO, search engine optimization base. So if you sell candles, you can say top candle seller or homemade candles. You want to describe what you do, but in front of that, you put what makes you unique. So for me, I help people who want to grow their pages, but I specifically help out trainers. So for me, my bio is, tips to grow your fitness page, stuff like that. And what it does is it narrows down your niche. So this can help you pretty much stand out in something that might be saturated. In an overall saturated market, it'll help you display your authenticity, and it helps you to weed out people. So this gets you, if you were looking for sales, this would help you get more sales, but it would help you with views because, you want to make sure you have their attention. You want to make sure you have people coming back and forth, not back and forth, but you have people coming to your page constantly. So that's why you really, really want to make sure your bio is set up right. So in terms of the bio, I think the next thing that typically that's important is your profile picture. So we did the bio, but going in depth, making sure you have a good profile picture, because a lot of people, they'll have really messed up profile pictures or just pictures that don't describe what they do. Now, I'm iffy on this because it depends on what you do. So if you, not what you do, but depending on what you want out of your page. So you want something that's inviting, you want something that looks clean, that looks crisp, something that pretty much makes you stand out, but it still displays you. So for me, I like to use my fitness ones since my page is about fitness. Now some people, they might get confused. They might think that I'm a trainer, they might think that I'm a fitness model. That's okay, because like I said, it's still within the niche, and I didn't want to just be generic, because you want to pretty much want to differentiate yourself from other people. So for my competitors, they're also social media tipsters or mentors, and so what I noticed a way to stand out was that a lot of them had the same profile pictures, just pictures of their face. Versus mine was, it was still in relation to that niche, the topic of fitness, but it was a different picture. It was me working out. So somebody that's looking at the page, my page, they're like, oh, this looks different because he has a picture as a profile picture, he's giving tips, but his profile picture is of him working out versus just of his face. And all the other 500 people that are giving tips is just of their head, which is okay. But like I said, that's the benefit of standing out. You want to make yourself unique. So that's the importance of, just your brand is making yourself stand out. Now, the benefit of branding overall is pretty much that you want to, in a nutshell, I'm trying to think of a way to describe it, but in a nutshell, you want to pretty much build a sense of community. So this is why like certain brands are able to pretty much have a good following even when sometimes they don't have good sales, or even when things are difficult in the world. Like, for example, now, like worldwide, everybody's going through inflation. That's why certain brands can still be okay, because they have such a strong following, and that's the benefit of the brand. So somebody that just sells something, somebody that might just sell water, they won't have, if they're not branded, they don't have a sense of branding and community. It's easier for people to, not people, but their consumers, their customers to, shop around at other, with other people that do the same thing. But the brand, like I said, it gives you that extra oomph. It pretty much is just that, that headliner of marketing, come buy this from me. So my example, if somebody sells water, my water company, my water bottle company might be named Life Water, Life Song Water, something like that. Or maybe it's called mint water. It's not mint flavored, but it's just called mint, and it's water. People will be more likely to buy it because that's the importance of influencing. If you're marketing a certain way, and people say it repetitively, they're buying the brand. Even though they're getting the product, they're buying the brand. They're buying the way that you optimize. Not just optimize, but the way that you display the product. So for me, my ads might be, me showing an athlete drinking it and feeling healthier. So stuff like that. So that's why the brand, your brand is really, really important, because it really, really makes you unique from other people. Because you'll have a lot of other companies who are just selling it. They're just like, here, just take this. But the brand, it shows you. And people, typically, they buy from people that they like and trust. Not just that, but they buy with emotion. So that's why, it's really, really important to have a sense of community. And that's what branding does. It brings that sense of community. So to give a short story, we'll go with the example with Nike. I'm not sponsored by Nike. That's why I never wear their stuff in videos or anything. But with Nike, they have their slogan and everything, but people typically buy their stuff because, like I said, it's that sense of community. And the way that they represent themselves when they're marketing, when they're selling their stuff, is they represent themselves in a way where we're elite athletes, or not where, but this is for elite athletes. This is pretty much, just top gear stuff, and this makes you elite. And then what it does is people, whenever they see, the logo, they pretty much associate what they're getting with the way that it's portrayed. So if I portray, going back to my water company example, if I portray my mint thing as healthy and elegant, and I make it seem like a really elegant and proper and regal thing, people are going to connect that in their head. And they'll say, okay, I want to be elegant too, so let me drink this water. Versus, you might have somebody else who, like I said, their branding version is going to be more geared towards, this water is more just based on the rugged. We just want rugged people to drink this water because, the bottle's built ruggedly. So stuff like that. So that's why that's the importance of having that community, because it's pretty much, sponsoring yourself. It's displaying what the company represents. It's what the company supports. It's overall displaying the mission of the company. Not just the mission, but the character. What does the company represent? So for Nike, going back to Nike, remember, I'm not sponsored by them. But for me, whenever I see Nike stuff, to me, they represent good quality because I'm getting good quality. But based on the way that they market, I'm getting stuff that makes me feel proud of myself. And then the way that they do it is when they pose, they have their athletes standing tall. So that's marketing psychology. What was I gonna say? So going back to the water thing, with if I was doing like mint water, like I said, it's not mint flavored, but the name is just mint. I would probably market it by saying, if you want to be an elegant water drinker, or you want water for the elegant, elegant people drink mint, something like that. So that's why it builds that sense of that real sense of community and showing what the company's about versus just saying, here, just buy this. So, and people forget that. That's what keeps customer retention, because you can sell something one time, but you want constant flow. So when you have that culture, when you have a way to describe what the company is about, that's the importance of the brand. So, in a nutshell, you guys get it. I don't need to go deep into that, but that's just basic marketing psychology. So number 2, because I do want to just do about 15 minutes, because I want to put this on YouTube. So number 2 is pretty much showing your life. So that's another reason why people aren't getting views. So the first one, make sure to write this down. You don't have a sense of branding. So, and this can be a logo, but the sense of branding just comes from displaying what you sell. This is for my guys that are selling stuff. Showing or making ads that display what your company is about. What do you guys represent? So for me, I represent, in terms of the mentorship, I represent, a more of a grassroots approach. I represent smaller accounts and smaller fitness people really, really being able to get clients and grow their business. But I represent, the smaller guys. So that's where my marketing leads to. And that's why I emphasize not needing a social media manager and being able to, make money and grow and, learn and promote your business without spending a ton of money. So I advocate and I market towards the theme of, really being grassroots, really being rugged. So that's why you want to display that, what makes you unique and what pretty much makes you unique and what your company represents. So the second thing is showing your life. So that's another reason why people don't get a lot of views. What I went through this week, even, for myself, was noticing, when you don't have a diverse mix of posts, that makes a huge impact on the views that you get and the engagement that you get, because people get tired of seeing the same thing. And people see, they'll want to see trending things, but when you can mix things up, it helps a whole lot. So you don't want to be posting the exact same things. Even if you're reposting, even if you're teasing, you want to mix things up a bit. Because I did just go straight up like a good 5 days, pretty much just posting the exact same, well, not the same thing, but posting things in the same format. So you want to have a bit of a mix. And you can use a template. Like me, I use a template, but I'm making sure things are different, things look new. Pretty much every day. You just want to have somewhat of a difference daily into weekly. Now, the way to pretty much, I would say, implement this is through showing your life. So this is a huge tip that I've been using and I've been helping with my mentees, in the academy. Pretty much showing your life, showing what you do, showing what's going on in the business. So for my guys who are selling, they're marketing something, I make sure that they're showing their lives, they're showing their process daily. They're showing the behind the scenes stuff, because people want to see your process. And remember that people buy from people that they trust. So you want to show what's going on, and then that's also a way to get views, because people want to see the process. They want to see something new. They want to see authentic stuff, raw stuff. So I've been doing that for the past day, and I'm starting to see, my views go back up. But people want to see, if you're marketing something, people want to see like what's going on with you. They want to see that variety. The other thing is to pretty much study and see what's in demand. And a way to do that is you can look at your competitors, see what they're posting. So if I was a fitness model, I would probably look up, see what types of poses or what type of even posts, or topics, or just what their posts look like. and because they're getting a lot of views on that, implement the same thing but in a different way. Use it as inspiration because you want to post what's already in demand. You don't want to try to completely post something that's against the flow, because you can do that, of course. You can have a page, you can post what you like, but if you really want the traction, you do still have to kind of go with the trend of what's in demand, regardless, and just looking at stuff that overall works, not reinventing the wheel. And of course, if you just have a page for fun, that's on you, but that's the reason why you're not going to get as much traction, because like I said, there are trend flows, there's a lot that goes into it. And typically when something's trending, a lot of people are searching for it, so there's a higher chance you're going to get more distraction and views. So going into number 3 is, I think, one of the most important tips in terms of views, and also just in terms of what we're going for week 2. It's pretty much just making sure the visuals of your page look really good. So a lot of people, I say that in my 4 tips into really making viral and good content, making sure it's high quality. And people will have, they'll be selling stuff, or even if they're not selling stuff and they're just a fitness model or just whatever they post, they're posting really bad pictures and they're using too much editing sometimes. So people want stuff that looks really crisp and clear, stuff that looks really good. So you need to make sure that visually it's appealing, because like I said, there's a lot of people that they're doing that. They're posting grainy pictures, over edited pictures. My advice, have pictures in natural lighting and pictures that are the least edited. Those are the ones that now are getting more and more engagement. Of course, professionally made and edited pictures get engagement, but for what's going on right now and what can really help without spending a fortune is, making your stuff look organic and nice. So let's see, and add some bonuses. So just with that note, just make sure that your stuff looks really good, because people, they're posting stuff and it doesn't look that good, and they're still confused as to why they're not getting engagement. And then on top of that, they just continue to do the same thing and they're still wondering why. So your stuff has to still look good, regardless of what you feel about it. So my last tip, I won't consider this a tip, but this will be a bonus, just a way to do it. But I was talking about, your visuals. Pretty much, just really ask yourself, even before you post, is this something that I would even want to look at myself? And if you don't know, compare it to other posts that are top and trending in your niche. So for somebody that might not even selling, but they just do photography, compare your picture to somebody else's. It doesn't have to be the exact same picture, but just the quality, because you want the quality to be good. So you want to give yourself a point of reference, but that's a way that practically, see where you are. But like I said, your stuff needs to be really good. So that's all I got for today. I was going to do 30 minutes, but we're going to probably do 15 because I want to upload more stuff to YouTube. And for longer videos, you have to just be in the academy, because it takes a long time to prep. And it's better because it'll give you specific help. But these are more general because these are free. But like I said, coming to the academy, you'll get specialized help of what to do and step by step what to do. And I'll be able to critique your stuff and give you advice. But like I said, we want to keep it around 15 to 18 minutes so we can upload it on YouTube. I want to thank you guys for joining SMS, Social Media Saturdays. And we'll see you next Saturday for week 3.